Hey, you tourists, it's your boy Domination. This is back in the base. The chocolate deuces. I would do text, baby. You know what it is, and it is. Real man rise up, real man rise up, fake man rise down. Real woman rise up, fake woman rise down. Proper word preach or preach on. And today's topic to talk about is, and today's topic I want to talk about is, and the only place you'll give man on dogs back. And today's topic we'll talk about is, and, and today's topic I want to talk about is, again, yo, Harvey, I saw your video and you was talking about June Black, Nice Tribe. Man, I hate to say this. I didn't want to say this because a lot of people are afraid to talk about this. But you know what? There's a real reason why these things are taking place, what's going on. There's a real reason why things the way they are, like it always seemed to be many years and years ago, man. If you don't know what I'm talking about, let me say this. Where I'm going to begin this at this. There's a real reason why there's races because it started 200 years ago. I did my research on this. They said the modern man was started beginning of Africa, and it says right here, human. Modern humans are the only extinct members of the modern mid. Oh, sorry, I got it. It's messed up. His page. Modern mid of modern mid Clayson as the branch of the great ape. See, they still believe that black people come from apes. I don't buy into this. I'm gonna tell you why. When people say ape, it's basically saying you're mad and you're crazy. Mad and crazy as the generalizing, characterized by its in 78 as the post as the biological and low common in the modern day addictive and to included in the using tool and is a general in trade. The science name Homo sapiens. The rank is species. High classified Homo, and the height 1.63 m of average female. 1.75 m on average male. The lowest classified as the called a modern human, Homo sapiens, ID2. Man, there's a real reason why things are taking place. The reason why they're trying to say that the modern day human having sex with a modern day ape. I don't buy that. That's something like Europeans would do. Let's be honest. Black people don't have sex with no damn monkeys. Let's be for real. And I know some people gonna get offended when I'm saying this. I don't care, cause this stuff needs to come out. Who you think a group of people having sex with animals? I'm gonna let you guess it. Now you won't hear about Asian doing something like that, or Latinos, or everybody else. Who you think a group of people? It ain't blacks. It's Europeans. Let's be honest. If all you Europeans get offended, no offense. I gotta say this because let's be for real. I don't want to hear about this that a damn ape that having sex with a human. You mean to tell me that this stuff? No, somebody's lying. The stuff they've been taught and what they believe, it doesn't matter. All humans was created be created by God, even if people don't believe in God or not. Because let's be honest, Europeans do these kind of acts, and I'm not saying all of them. I'm saying some of them. You would never catch anybody, a black person or African, with engaging in that. Show me one. If it is, it'd be a miracle. Show me. I ain't never heard Asians do this, or Latinos, or Native Americans. You never hear that to do that. Let's be for real here. See, people don't want to talk about this because they've been lied to. They know they've been lied. But if you tell a one group of people a lie to, Harvey, They're gonna buy they're gonna buy into this. They're gonna buy this, believe all this. I don't believe none of it. So Harvey, I understand how you feel because ever since Obama got in there, people lost their goddamn minds. And if it ain't gays or white or Latinos or anybody else, even Asian or Middle East, everybody know who we are. But do we know who he is? No, I believe that whatever happens in those 200 years ago, I believe if you broke one egg, what is going to make it? Instead of one, it's going to become two. If you broke 3 or 4 eggs, what does that make it? 5 or 6, a lot of that more. But it really is 5 different races. See, where it all started from this man right here. I'm gonna type his name. This Charles, whatever his name is, that guy right there was a racist. That guy, he trying to say this dude right here, he bullshit. Everything he said right there. Charles or Robert Darwin is the FRS or FRS or English or English and national English naturalist and the Gogologin and be best known for his development of the Urban theory. They're trying to say that this man broke 5 different races and he classified these races. If this man was alive today, this man full of any Europeans buying into this. You mean to tell me you buying this stuff? What people tell? I'm sorry, your own folks lie to you on this one, and I'm gonna expose this for once and for all, cause some of this stuff needs to come out. He's born in February the 12th, 1809, in the monolith of the Strawberry United Kingdom. Died in April 19th, 1882. Downward, United Kingdom. His children, Anime Dawson and French and Dawson and Georgie Dawson. And in education, Christian College, Christian College Cambridge, 1828, 1831. See, I don't buy this different. Here it is on the region of spirit, whatever that stuff is. Let's go closer on this because I don't buy into this. Somebody's lying on this. On the on the origin of the species by meaning of the nationalist discriminate, whatever you want to call it. This guy is really full of it. He believed that the modern day human having sex with a damn modern day apes. Let's look at the definition of a goddamn ape. I hear people say ape. A lot of people don't know what these definitions, what it means right here. Here it is. A larger part of me that is a lack of a tail. Instead, in the gorilla and chimpanzee and orange gut and ribby is this sympathy and motivate and meditate slim disseminate monkey and technic and modern day roid. They saying ape. Who is gonna believe that? And moderate the behavior or the sorry people in the modern I mean rate in modern rate the behave or and I kind of tired, but I'm gonna keep that for it. In modern I am married. And by the way, the behavior or mannerments or someone or something, and perhaps into a birdless or unthinking way. The new archetype and can be respect the old without the eyebrow is the style and the sympathy and unmake and the make might they make and cop and break and pipe vibrate into the impress of the probably mock or more mock and there's more to it. I mean, what they're trying to say, man, I never, but I don't believe what some Europeans saying because I know they're lying somewhere. Because some of them tell the truth if they really a real person to say it. Because you, come on, man, this is what really pisses me off. See, they believe that the the original the original the original of mankind was started over there in Europe, cold Europe, for where the so-called Neanderthals came in. And I believe the Neanderthals, they had to be black, man, but somehow they must have stand in that cold climate and cold out of their skin, and their skin about to be gyrate and underrate, and just it skinned them off. It went from a dark Caucasian to a light Caucasian. That's why they buying the stuff to what they believe. That's why these so-called skinheads and the Ku Klux Klan and everybody else. I'm not anti-white, anti-black, anti-anything. I'm anti-hypocrisy because I want to get to the bottom. Why is it that they believe this man right here? This man is full of it. No respect from no offense of the dead. But let's be honest. Europeans need to do their research on this because I don't believe a word of it. I don't because I know damn well I don't have no sex with no damn ape, and I ain't about to. I play with an ape and play games with the ape, but or any other animal stuff like that. Any races that buy into that, you need your ass whooped because you know you've been told a lie. You know it, but they want to hold the lie, which that's understandable. I see why. I see why they buy into stuff they believe. But this truth has got to come out. There's a real reason why they hate blacks. I believe in the early days, Europeans were black. They just don't want to admit it. They don't want to admit it. I said you can look the term Caucasian regardless. It says regardless of the skin tone. It comes to Europe, North Africa, and Middle East, and Southeast Asia, in the Pacific Asia and West Asia. It says it. It says it right here. Here it is. Monkey. Monkey is a small, a medium size and a medium weight that probably that probably and having a long tail and most of the kind of the which in living in the tree in the productive countries and probably plow the drive machine and perhaps of a heavy hammer or a rent or working in the very day in a group. Basically, when a racist motherfucker call you monkey, they basically saying behave in a silly or playful way. I know what they're saying. So don't let these white brothers and sisters fool you. They are part of you, man. But the thing is, you can't get mad at them. They bought this stuff. They don't know any better, and we do the same thing. We bought the lie to some of the stuff that what our people been told us. Man, look at this. Look at this shit. I don't buy. That's one thing. I don't buy this racism belief. I never buy this because I knew there's something for it. It's a base. It's a racism system. It's a color system. How you based on you treat in a society, but not even look at it as an everyday living human being. And I say any race, regardless what race you are a human being. But don't believe a modern human, a modern ape having sex. Come on. Come on. The reason why they say that because Animals have an instinct with they instinct with humans, and humans have a certain nature meant to understand animals. That's why they saying this kind of stuff. I haven't heard whatever that Playboy guy name was, of Hugh Hefner. He said we act like an animal in nature, and he's right about this. In any race, but people need to look this stuff up, man. Did y'all know the movie Sonoma? Sonoma, whatever that movie is, I'm gonna find this movie. Sanamo. Guess what that name? Guess what that name Sanamo came from? Guess what this name came from? You wouldn't believe what Sanamo is about, cause I find it. I find what Sanamo meant. Sanamo. I can't believe the name. Here it is. Sanamo. Sanamo. Let's look it up. Sanamo, because I found it somewhere. It's a Greek mythology been protected by gods. They said this. I mean, it says it. I found it. I read it. I said, no wonder why they buy the stuff that what they've been taught and what they fed and what they believe. And Sonoma, they're basically saying Sonoma is a Sheba. Sonoma and Sheba. It sounds like the same premise of in the Queen Ethiopia, and protected by the gods by Solomon. King Solomon has 700 wives. You can look in the Bible and you say to yourself, this is why that I believe whoever directed this movie right here, they're saying in the Greek German philosophy, this is why people need to look this stuff up, man, because we're buying the lie. We're buying the stuff that what people believe. Like this, as the Chronicle Martin Luther King Jr. campaign to the ensure and equal rights as an ethnic march from the Selma to the Medalo, Alabama in 1965. Who directed Adam D. Vela, animated and the writer Paul Webb, and stars David David Ovavi, whatever his name, and Karma and Jay Go, Chama Gable, and Tom Roy, whatever the name is. But this is what this movie was started from. This movie, PG-13, 128 minutes, biology, drama, history, and the movies that came out in 9 January 2000 in 2015. I didn't like this kind of movie because I get tired of looking slave movies. Slavery is another word for slava, man. Let's be for real. I bet you Oprah knows this, he knows this, and everybody in the cast knows this. Even white brothers and sisters know it. They're trying to say that black or Africans, black Americans can't speak this language. Because they claim that white people were the original slaves before blacks and Native Americans, all that stuff. I don't know how true that is, but if it is it could it be what means to be a European, what means to be a white person? That's probably why they slave Europeans. Because I guarantee there's probably a mixture. There was a mixture over there in Europe, just like they're a mixture in Asia and Africa. Not everybody's mixed, but you get what I'm getting to the point. Not everybody's pure. Because let's be honest, man. Let's be honest. I've been hearing this all a lot. Black is dominant, white is recessive. I've been hearing this. But part of me want to say it's true. In the movie Boomerang, Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence and that other guy, I forgot his name was, trying to say that white people did thought the world was flat. They did thought that. Let's say if the world is like a spinning basketball. If the world is keep spinning like a basketball, how the world is going to be flat? It would have stopped and crashed itself if the world would have been stopped. The world is rounded. The world is rounded, shaped rounded, like a ball. Only way it's gonna be flat if it lay dead on the flat when you don't pump up the world. You gotta take care of it. Because if you don't take care of the world, it's gonna pump up out of the air and the air up of the pump. Then it's gonna flat it out itself. I don't know why they buying into this. I never believed the world was flat. At first I started to, but I'm like, no, it's impossible. Because otherwise, if the world was flat, this world would crash on an inch course and out of courses. Come on. You got to be careful with certain things you believe. But I'm going to find this word Sadama, because that word, that when I heard it, I started to laugh. I said, no wonder why they buy into this. No wonder. I start to laugh. I start to laugh real hard. Real hard, man. And I'm going to find out, guess what this word meant? Guess what it meant? Here it is. Sodoma. Here it is. But I find it. It's somewhere in here. It's Sodoma. That name, Sodoma. Here it is. Sodoma is the being Sodoma is a being. I mean, Sodoma is both a feminine given name and a ensuring name. It it is a old. It's in an old German. It is an old. It is an old region. It's an old region. It's an old German. It's an old German region of the veterate as Vadama female and Vadama female based on Vadama and Easter of the German philosophy myth and anime and meaning a head helmet or perhaps is or protected by gods may also be a female form of form of Sonoma, form of Solomon, four of Solomon. The name Solomon, the king of Solomon. Man, who the hell they fooling with? This name, you see, the name is the match. Who the hell they're fooling with, man? I tell you, people need to look these words up because a lot of times when you hear these words and know what it meant. See, that's why I don't buy a lot of this stuff that what people fed me. If you have a hard time understanding it, you keep on learning until you finally get it. Because this stuff that's what's been taught for all through the Civil Rights Act on the 1964, and the legally is denigrated in the South, and then this disintegration from still is in the cultivated areas and make it difficult for blacks to register to vote in 1965. The reason why they don't want black people to vote is because this is our land. That's why. Martin Luther King did say this before he died. That was years ago in his speech. 100 years later, the average everyday Negro being cornered and be in the corner, colored corner, and I forgot what a speech he said. 100 years later, it is still language in the court of American society, being exiled in his own land. What do Martin Luther King meant when he said it? I want whites and Asians, Latino, even blacks. Ask me, what do Martin Luther King meant? What did he mean? He's saying we came here before the so-called white race and all these other people come up in here. What did he mean? He talking about the real native people of this land before the whites and everybody else groups. Let's be honest, because when you call yourself Native American, it's all Native American. You born native in America. That's all it is. In America. Look at the definition of the word America, because people still argue what is the real term of definition of America. They need to look this stuff up, man. They need to look this stuff up because it says right here. America. But see, this is their own definition of America. America. Uh, 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 adapted of the relation to or commentary of United States or inhabitants and native or citizens of United States or the English language as it used in the United States American English. Who do you think they're talking about? See, they talking about Britain. That's who they're talking about. That's Britain language. They all this damn name. I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to find it because that's White's own definition of the word America. That's their own definition. But I'm trying to find it somewhere what America stands for. I think that America is really a color crop, man. Because I heard a brother said that in actual money, the color crop. He said something. If I can't find it, I'll tell you. See, why the whole color crop? See, this is the definition of a word America. I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to find it, man. I'm trying to find it somewhere. The definition of the crop is of a reddish brown and stretching at the medically in elements or some things that is reddish or brown in color. It says right here. But if I can't find it, I'll tell you. What he said that America is, and a person for the group that's been now replied for European and the funded Bible applied, but European and Europeans and something like that. If I can find it, I'm gonna find you in the video. Let's find the video, shall we? Let's go. Because there's a real reason why we buying the stuff that people fed us, man. I get tired of this. Because if that was a goddamn case, then why the hell they gonna tell a group of people why they can't read? Anybody couldn't read unless you learn. Is it because is that people don't show people to show how or know how? But it always made me wonder. It always made me wonder. And I said, could it be we created reading and writing? That had to be. It had to be it. If it's not, then why are they gonna tell black people, a group of people, they could not read? They don't tell whites and Asians and everybody else that they can't read. They learn it from their parents and everybody else, even though they was slaves. Everybody did. Everybody in the race been slave at some point. Let's say, because I'm gonna find this brother. This is why this brother said that African Americans ain't African, which that's true because when you look at most black communities, every black people ain't pitch black or jet black. We claim we most dominant. But why you think that my people are the only group always say uh, dark skin and light skin to yellow bone to red bone. My people are the only ones will say that. I don't hear every other group say that. I don't hear that. Even though they came from all different shades, even from Asians to whites and everybody else. But you never hear Europeans say red dish or pale. You never hear them say that. You never hear Asians say bright yellow, normal yellow. You never hear Latinos say brown or brown or browner. You never hear Native Americans say red or redder. You never hear them say that. But it's always us say this. Okay, here's the definition of America. Here it is. America, a America, a America, A native of America is origin of applied to a aboriginals or color. Let me say it again because I'm ready to go to sleep. America, a America, a Native American. America, a America, a Native America is originally is replied to the Aboriginals or crop of color races here founded here by the Europeans, but now reply to the descendants of Europeans who born in America. What does this mean? An American dictionary of the English language in 1828. What does this mean? So that could be mean that because why they always say black people color, I never hear them say whites and everyone else call them color. Because if that's the case, if we're colored, that means they color too. See, whites don't think they're not colored. They think they're pure. And that's a lie. Because if that was the case, I think I'm pure too. Ain't nobody's pure. Because if that was the case, somebody lying on this one. Because there's too many intermixing nowadays. See, that's why I don't buy this stuff at Harvard. I know how you feel, man. I don't want to say there's a real reason why Europeans hate black folks. They hate them, yeah, because of their actions, how they are. That's every other group. You're going to get that because they'll say the same thing about them. But it's got to be a reason. Because does that mean they were black? Because it could that be? Because that got to be it right there. And the only reason why blacks hated whites because they want to get back at them for something they did. I say don't because you know different than they is. Because this stuff should have stopped a long time ago. It should have stopped because they were discriminated too, even though we were discriminated as well. And they claim our ancestors slaved them and you know, own slave, and even our own people slaved us. And they own people slaved them. See, there's a real reason why things are taking place now. That's why they put out these movies that you hear the stuff that you heard. Let's look at the Queen Olivia. Because that's what the Queen of Sheba. But it's Sodoma Sodoma is Sheba because the way it's said in Ethiopia, Ethiopians they closest is Europeans as they are already and black at the same time. So is Italians, they closest black and white. So is Jews is closest black and white. You got Greeks, they closest black and white. For some odd reason, nobody say anything. If you tell a person they got black skin, no, or brown skin, they black. They say, I'm not black, I'm brown. It's the same damn thing. You tell a person that a person who got red dish as they black, they gonna say, I'm not black, I'm red dish. It's the same damn thing. Same thing white. If you tell them they black, they gonna think they're white. When a person say they white, I'm just looking at the definition of the word white because they're trying to say white is not a color. White is not a color. They always say that. In other words, they can't produce black. That's why they say that. That's why when you hear Europeans say that I'm not black, what they're basically saying, I can't produce black because most black people, when they look at black people, they look at them as pitch black and jet black. Because every black don't look like that. Let's be honest. Just like every white person ain't fully pale. Come on. Come on. Most of them are pink or red. Now some of them are pale. Michael Jackson was pale, but he wasn't white. He was really black man. Now, every different melon of the skin somewhere. This is why they always calling black people color. I said we the only group I always say black is a black is a color. But you mean to tell me other people ain't color? I mean that's ridiculous. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard. Here it is. Why white is not a sided, because white is not a sided a color. Here it is. Started with the definition of word color means. It's not easy as it looks. You cannot understand what color means without understanding a little bit about light physical. And it's about the eye, biology. Light is the energy, perhaps that given the light of like the sun. Yeah, it's true. Or a light bulb and provide a bit of light in any as many different energies in levels at the same time, and perhaps a leak that is reflect, reflected light like a leaf, or is it like or a snow is a snow colored mountain you ain't can infected is some some of them energies levels, and perhaps it is not the effect than others. We are referred to the refer to request of the in the way it meant as a way to talk about those different energy different energy levels. I is the in the the I is the eye is the arch that is respond to the light. Some lights is like the human eye. I mean the human eye can like the human eye can actually is disturbed in a different energy level in the wavelength or the requestement as the mention content into the light that's coming from a jet, and some eyes can't. The word white is just referred to a light as coming the equal amount of alike as the all energy levels as it all in wavelength or as per adequate. For example, snow affects all energies levels uh, quickly. We call it white. Some people don't describe it as a color because the light has the equal amount of all the energies level. So it is the compation com, com the com the com the composition of the light is not what matters to us. It is not is the information we cared about. But other people like me, we call it a color because not all white people is equal. See, you see what he is saying. What he's saying is they're not they're all because all white is because all white is because man, you see what I'm talking about? I said that's the mindset. Not all Europeans think like this, but some of them do. It's because not all white is equal. Ooh, I laugh. But you can't get mad at them. They really buying this, but they're gonna wake up sooner or later. Once they snap out, they'll get back at themselves. I mean, whew, they're gonna have to tell the truth sooner or later. They're gonna have to. What they trying to say that all white ain't equal. What they're really trying to say that I don't want to say this. What they really trying to say is all because all white ain't because all white is because not all white is equal. What you're trying to say, all whites come from different eye color and hair color. That's what Europeans always focus on. If it ain't that, it's be the skin tone. See, this is what the white supremacists believe. If you ain't red dish or pale, you're not a white person. But what gives them the right? You know what? They the only group talk like that. I never hear black people say you gotta be dark or darker in order to be black. Even if you got a mix from a white mother, you still gonna be called black because it's this one drop rule. Basically, one drop rule is trying to say that white people that they are identified as white, even though that they come from all different shades, they still gonna be identified as white. But black, if they're going to be identified as black because they all black, but yet if they're mixed with white, they're gonna still call it black, is because they're trying to say that white is cannot produce black, but blacks can produce white. See, this is what I'm saying. This is what really pisses me off when people say this. You see how this system was set up to think like that? But you can't get mad at white brothers and sisters because they're gonna buy the stuff what they've been fed and they know it's a lie. But yet they go along with the program. But yet my people do the same thing. They call themselves color. Give me a break. I gotta laugh. It's funny. I had to laugh, man. I had to choke myself to death when I hear this what people are saying. To see this and grab a sheet of paper and hold it up to your computer, meditate, and notice that how the white background of this Yahoo 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 answer page is different from white from different from the white of the paper. That because your computer is producing an own light. Woo, I love this. I love this. While the white while is the paper is affecting the light from however the light is the source it is in the room you are sitting. That when you realize there are different color of white. So when you call a white a color, it depends when you interested in it at this time. See, whites will never admit this. They won't. They still believe that black is a curse. Why do they think like that? It goes back from the Bible, how they was taught. They believe that black is a curse. But you know what's so funny? And all through history, there people wear the color black. That's like me saying I hate white, but yet everything I see is I see white. What the first thing they say when they think of heaven? When they think of heaven, they think it's always white heaven, white dove, everything white. That's the first thing they think. What the first thing they describe of hell? All red. But we all know it's fictional. How do they know if heaven is all white? They don't know. They never touched through the fucking skies. And how do they know that hell is all hell? Hell can also be black or even all red out. Or even something else. It could be the other color of hell. They never even been in hell in their life. Never. And never people never been through the heaven. So how did they know the color of heaven? They don't know. See, that's what I'm saying. Because if I had a dream or something like that, if I've been to the heaven, all heaven is near to blue and cloud. That's why I don't believe in none of this stuff they're saying. But you know what? There's a real reason to talk. If black is a color, white is a color too. But the thing is, in their culture, they focus on eye color and hair color. That's their favorite thing they focus on. Because some Europeans believe they're the most beautiful race of people in the world. And I gotta admit it, they do got some beautiful color hair and color eyes. There's no other race hair. But it's funny that every other race, even black, there are black kids have the same features they got, even though they don't have a different skin tone. There was a white guy that looked 100% white, but he really African American and mixed with all these other colors. You can't even tell when you look at the dude. And he looked past white. He could get away with the stuff that he do. They would never put him in jail. I'm telling you, it's that white privilege. He could pass that. I'm telling you, that's why that my folks do that brown paper pad because they can closer to blend in and blend in the white world. This is what they do. This is why they putting all this damn white whitewash cream or something like that over there in Africa. And I really think they do this to today. And if that's the case, Why they do it? It's like they're ashamed to be black. See, Africans bought that stuff what Europeans told them that black is a curse. But yet, all through history, they wear the color black. I never understand it. See, this is why they call black America. They call black American niggas. You want to know why they call them niggas or niggers? They use nigger. Nigger is a term of endearment, but nigger is a term of offensive. But it's the same pronounce of the words, two different pronounce. The word nigger, when you hear a white person, a southern white person call a white person nigger, ask yourself. You need to ask them, what does that word mean what does it mean when you call me a nigger? I love it. If I ask a white person, you want to call me a nigger, but what does it mean? What does it mean? Are you saying that black people is a dead race? You want to kill blacks? That's what you're saying. See, that says more about you than anything. But hey, I feel sorry for your mom and dad raised you because they should have told you the truth. Why? I know they got some box of coloring books back in their house. I was taught to love and everybody respect other race, regardless of race. Names, and racial name calling. People do it all the time, even the black community. Why you think the black community call white people devils? It's not because they're colored, because they're white, because they flash red. Esau in the Bible is red. And why they think that Esau is red? Because if you go to Rome, not only that it was the Rome of the city, it was the Rome of it's the city of Edom. Edom, because it was all red, especially over there in Rome, even though they got some dark Caucasian complexion, and so is Greeks. But they will never tell, oh, don't call me black. I'm not black. Because they look at it, they don't have pitch black and jet black. They look at black as ugly. White is always seen as beautiful. I can see why they buying this stuff. They always say, if you're black, step back. We'll call you. You call be the last. You call be the last one hired. The first one get fired. I hear that phrase all the time. Even my own people always say this. If they always say white is right, whites still believe that. Not every white think is white is right, and not every black person always think that black step back, black is ugly. I never thought that. And white is right is you all right. I mean, I never buy into that. White and black can be both ugly and beautiful at the same time. Black can be beautiful just as much as white, and white can be just as much as ugly as black. I never buy in this. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard. You got some of the black supremacists believe that thinking that dark matter. Dark matter. How the hell dark matter? That's why they always say Black Lives Matter. Why y'all keep saying Black Lives Matter? The only time Black Lives Matter when they're getting killed by the hands of a white person. I guarantee you, two black people getting killed, nobody says nothing. It's the same thing when whites kill each other too. But let it be a black person kill a white person. All hell coming in. And you know it. It's the same thing reaction when a white person kill a black person. That's why they make that damn movie called Black and White. They don't say white and black. They always say black and white. They always say that. Even Michael Jackson did a record. See, nobody wants to talk about it because you want to know why? Because nobody wants to be labeled being racist. Nobody wants to be like, all racism is a scientific racism. It's scientific racist propaganda, man. It's a color system, how the base on you treat a society. I mean, it's bullshit. The whole thing that people believe. And these people in Hollywood need their ass whooped to make a money like that. And then they need to start telling Europeans and blacks the truth why the whites and blacks buy into this program they've been taught. They program whites to think that they're pure. They're Aryan. Take your narrow ass over there in Aryan and speak the language. If you think you're Aryan, you know damn well every white person ain't no blonde hair and blue eyes. You know it. I mean, it's funny. And everybody knows that every black person ain't tried the bad. For years, they always say that Egypt was a black land. Then why is it said in the Bible, I'm in the Lord of two lands, black land and red land. So that means not only blacks was there, but Europeans was there as well. And that's what you when you mix it up, what you call it, Arab. That's close to brown. Same thing Latinos. Same thing Native Americans. You see how this color system works? You see how the bullshit they feed the people? But hey, I can't get mad at them. Worse is worse, right? Not every white person is devil. Black can be devils too, okay? I'm telling you, man, nothing pissed me off the most. Not just a white person buying into this, but a black person buying this bullshit. What the hell is a tribe of Shabazz anyway? It's a tribe of Shabazz, the tribe of the Zay. That's what it sounds like to me when I watch the movie with Shaquille O'Neal, Kazam, about a damn kid. He could grant him 3 wishes. 3 fucking wishes. Coop out of Shazam, motherfucker. Out of Zabash, motherfucker. When you say Kazam, Kazaz, it's the same pronounce. Aryan is just another word for Ariel. That's all the fuck it is. Who the fuck they fooling with? And they're gonna find out Hitler was black. And Jerry Lee Hoover. They just don't want to say it. For years that Jerry Lee Hoover got some black relatives in his goddamn family. Whites been fucking with blacks for years. Whites used to rape black women over there in slavery. And black men claim they falsely accuse black men raping white women. Even if that was happening then, this is now. There's still no excuse. No man shouldn't rape women, period. I don't care if it was a black man or a white man. No man shouldn't rape no woman. No woman should never lie convict on a man. Not a black man, not a white man. It make it hard for real victims actually went through that. We don't want racism die, because if that was the case, we would start explaining the meaning when they hear the word color. If black is a color, so is white. Don't buy in this stuff what people tell. Now you're right. Not Harvey, you're right about one thing, man. I know exactly how you feel sometimes, but don't become what you hate, man. Because now Europeans will flip that word and call you verse racist. Because all verse racist is you trying to get back at them for something they did with their ancestors. They look at how can you come at me because I'm white, but your ancestors white. That's what Europeans are saying if you listen to them very much. If you listen to them. Verse race, I hate that fucking term. White people came up with that damn term. Just like they came to term race card. Oh, who they always say that black, who say that play the race card? It's always blacks. They always say blacks play the race card. Do all races play the race card? Who hold the deck of the goddamn race card? Who hold the deck? It's the elitists. It's the elite people. They the ones hold the goddamn deck if they come from a black elite or what. Look at this. Verse races. Verse race is a construct which is the discrimination sometimes it awfully is assumedly as against the dominant or is a form of the dominant or racial or other groups represent of the majority. Who the majority you talking about? Democrats. No, Democrats. Yeah, Democrats. No, Republicans, not Democrats, Republicans, because Democrats is minorities. Minorities means you basically you're a loser, you're a minor. I know what they're saying. And majority means you speak half of the represent that people can't speak that or with no but half. It goes back to Greeks and Romans, man. And the parts of the society that are taking place for a few evaluate of the reason and offered as is attempted as written prayer and the passing the wrong as has been has been described as the present treatment. It discriminates in the favors of the members and under the represented group, in which has been the treatment unjust in the past against an innocent people. You know what they're trying to say. You know what they're trying to say, man. What they trying to say. They talking about black people attacking whites is that black the whites react to black racism. That's what they're saying. Yeah, it is. But what is black racism? Black racism is they want to get back at them for something they did. And I say don't, because you know different than they is. You might kick his ass, kick their ass, but don't kill him. No, because you know different than they are. And whites can't kill nobody because they know different than us. They've been pressed just as much as we do. The voting rights, the civil rights, as the term the term reverse races coming into the use as the struggle for African American rights divide the white community. In 1966, and Holy C. Williams of of the Southern Christian. I'm sorry. Of the Southern Christian leadership and conservative. You hear this say conservative? Conservative? Now don't get me wrong. Everybody gotta take responsibility. See, they talking about the black racism. I know what they're talking about. Just like that black people respond to white racism. You see what I'm talking about? Man, they get me laughing every day. As 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 publicly as accusing of the members of the student nonviolent is a corporate is commit committed as the N I mean committed as committed in SNCC of the verse races and the expected to expect included or or ex or an ex man it gives me every time and excellently extinct whites from the local government in Alabama to make room for blacks. And William argued that the SNCC is the trinity of all black campus, and the Alabama would drive white mud, 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 modern range out of the civil rights movement. Black racism was a more common term in this era, using to describing the SNCC, and the groups like the Black Panthers. Man, fuck the Black Panthers, man. The so-called Black Panthers, where they fucked up at, they don't want to commit authority to fucking police. The Ku Klux Klan did the same damn thing. That's why both groups ain't did a damn thing for the white race or the black race. I'm gonna say this to white folks. I don't have nothing against her. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of the truth. Why is it that whites and blacks respond to this? The new Black Panthers, they're a joke. Just like the new Ku Klux Klan, they're a joke. I bet you there are white missionaries and black missionaries. White missionaries, white missionaries, and black missionaries. They all work together. They want to see blacks and whites fight each other. Whites and blacks, they all the same, even though they're not pure. And I'm not saying blacks are the first. That's not what I'm saying. Because I know I'm a human. That's how I see it. They're humans just like they is. Ain't nobody's pure. Because if that was the goddamn case, then all blacks have to be darker and darker, and all whites have to be pale and paler. I don't never buy into that. You know somebody's lying. I think God created all race of people with a first and last and last and first. Like, listen to this shit. White people see racism as a zero sub game that they are losing. They are losing. And the study that found that the whites have feel as through they are suffering is the disappointment from racism, but blacks claim that anti-black racism is this disease over the time, but it did not even implicitly or nationally included in non-white bro. And there are the research with or it is a concept of or the continent for the people of different age and the level of education. Look, I know what goes on in South Africa, and it's sad, if it's true what goes on in white Africans get killed up there. If they find proof, my heart goes praise to anybody over there in France, in St. Louis, in Florida. I don't tag anybody. I'm tagging the issue. That's what I'm trying to get to the bottom of. In South Africa, the term has been used as actively by whites and blacks and southern Africans after the end of the parliament at the end as a part of hold as the amount of reverse races has been level as part as the government's effect to the trends into the democratic of the South Africa and of South Africa and white dominant and the civil white the civil service. Now, if it's true, all people need to stop being racist. And I want to apologize for white people that I don't mean it like saying that y'all had sex with a. What I'm trying to say, that's the only part of act that some whites, that part of act of racist group does. Now, if it is blacks in that part of having sex with animals too, I doubt it. But I'm just saying, if it do, it's disgusting. Because who in the world gonna come from a goddamn age and all this other stuff? What's going on? If it's true, Mr. Mandela, he should have never done that. What he should have kept the balance between the blacks and whites. Because this stuff has been going on long enough. Like the mixed race in South African having the mixed race in South Africa has also sometimes it claims that being victimized by diverse races of the new black government. And it's a million it has been the level by Indian and the African groups who feel that they have been who feel that they have that who feel that they haven't not been dominant in the history, but now suffering from the from disagration, but discriminated by the black government. If it's true, they need to stop this, man. Fuck all this whole racism stuff. It's all propaganda, man. All it do is to start a racial tension. So Harvey Superboy, I understand what you come from, man. But dude, whatever you do in this world, don't become the person you hate. Becoming the person you love, what you love to become. And the same thing, whites. I love y'all. I love black, white, whatever. Whatever you are, if we're gonna fight racism, we gotta fight it together because I heard enough. Because after all this shit that I do research, that explains it, and they making money. So let's do it together, shall we? Shall we? Because right now, I can see why a lot of these things taking place going on, and nobody shouldn't be hate. The only thing who need to be hate is that preaching that hate. But love is the only way to preach the one, only little love. It's always going to be hate regardless, but love is the only way. Hate will never be the way. All right? All right. And it's your boy Domination. This is Back of the Base that you're going to do since I would do text, baby. Until next time. All right? All right. Peace and I'm out.